Okay. Okay. So we discussed about rescan and module merge yesterday. So today let us see one important concept, that is repeatable folders. What are these repeatable folders? Why do you need it? And all is what we will see today. So I'm just checking out my demo web shop. One second. Yeah. So coming to the repeatable folders, what are these means? The test, if you see any test steps within the test case repeating, if you have the same steps to be done for more than one time, so usually we will use a concept of repeatable folders. So what happens here is usually the test step folders, means the folders which are present inside the test case, will have an additional property called repetition. If you have any folder outside the test case, that will not have it. I will show you. So first I will create one folder here. Okay. See, if I open the properties of this folder, you can clearly see the repetition, right? But if you see the folders that are present outside the test case, such as demo web shop, see, you will not have it. Okay, only this repetition concept is available to the folders which are present inside the test case. So the test steps which are repeating more than once can be dumped into this folder and we can mention the repetition. So before we start working on the repetition, first let us create a buffer. Okay, so I will just go to this and click.
Ramya, your voice is breaking.
Is it only for you or for everybody?
It is clear for us, Ramya.
I think Ganga, then you have internet issue. Please check on it. You can rejoin. So first I am creating a buffer. Go here. Sorry. Type buffer. Tbox set buffer. So first I am creating a buffer called test, and the value I am passing is some number. Okay. Let it be some 5. Okay. First, I'm creating a buffer called test, and I'm creating a buffer called test with the value 0 in it. So what I do now is I create a test step folder. Okay. And I name it as some loop. Let it be anything. And what I do here is I'm mentioning certain repetition to this folder. Like I am asking this folder to repeat for 5 times. Okay. And what are the test steps that it should repeat is what we should create inside it. So what I do is if 5 times I want to add 1 to with the number. Okay. So already my test is having 0 in it. So I'm adding 1 to it. So math of curly braces, capital B, square braces, test. So this is the existing value in the test plus 0 and close both the braces. So this is nothing but, sorry, I should add 1. Okay. So here I am adding 1 to the value of the test buffer. Okay. So, and I asked this particular folder to repeat for 5 times. So what would happen in the first repetition? It will add 1 to it. So 0 plus 1 will become 1. Second repetition, already it has 1. So 1 plus 1 will become 2. Third repetition, 2 plus 1 will become 3. Fourth repetition, it will become 4. Fifth repetition, it will become 5. And then it will come out. Like 5 times has been done. So it will not execute. There is no condition and all here. All you give is just say it how many times it has to repeat. And you can keep how many test steps you have. So it will execute them in the same order and it keeps on repeating. Okay, so let me execute this and show you. See, first here we have created the test buffer and have we set the value to 0. Later we entered into this loop repeatable folder and then see, first time it has become 1 because 0 plus 1. Second time it has become 2. Third time 3. So in this way it repeated for 5 times. Is it clear to everybody? Any questions, any doubts on this?
Ramya, can you repeat it once again?
Yeah, sure. Like whatever test steps we have, okay, which are supposed to repeat once again, are present in the, we will create a, like, if there are some repeatable test steps again and again, we will create a test step folder and we will dump these test steps into that particular folder. And to that particular folder we use the concept, we give a value in the properties, that is a repetition value. Once you give the repetition value, automatically you can see that the folder changes, a loop sort of thing icon comes up here. Okay, and then it will repeat this folder, whatever test steps present inside this folder, for those many times as you mentioned. So here first we are creating a buffer called test with value 0 in it. Later we asked this particular test step folder to repeat for 5 times. And then we are adding 1 to the existing value of the buffer. So initially it is 0. So 0 plus 1 will become 1. Next time, second time, 1 plus 1 will become 2. Third time 2 plus 1 will become 3. Fourth time 3 plus 1 will become 4. Fifth time 4 plus 1 will become 5. And 5 repetitions are done. So it will come out. Is it clear till here everybody?
Yes, Ramya.
Okay. So now let us go ahead and see the next concept here. Okay. So So, next concept that I want to tell is, until now we are adding 1 to it, like we are adding a fixed number, right? So this time what I want to do is, during the first repetition I want to add 1, during second repetition I want to add 2, during third repetition I want to add 3, during fourth repetition I want to add 4, and during fifth repetition I want to add 5. So how can I do that? So there is one benefit in this repetition and which will help us a lot many times, which is nothing but we can access the repetition number. Okay, you can get the repetition number if you are specifying curly braces repetition. Okay, this will give you the particular repetition number. So when I say test curly braces repetition, what will happen is it will start creating buffers in the name test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4 and test 5. Let's see it now. Okay. So instead of 1, I am adding curly braces repetition here. So what will happen during the first time? Okay. I will first create a buffer called z test and I will have the value as 0. Okay. And then during the repetition time, it will go and add 1 value to it. Like during first repetition, it will add 1. So 0 plus 1 will become 1. Second repetition, it will add 2. So already 1 is present. 1 plus 2 will become 3. Third repetition, it will add 3. 3 plus 3 will become 6. Fourth repetition, it will add 4. 6 plus 4 will become 10. The next fifth repetition, it will add 5. 10 plus 5 will become 15. This is how it works. Let's run it and see. See, during first repetition, it has added 1 to it. Second, it became 3 because 1 plus what is the repetition number? 2. And during the third repetition, it added 3. So it became 6. During fourth repetition, it became 10. 6 plus the repetition number. And during the fifth repetition, it became 15. This is all about the repetition. Naveen, is it clear? Any questions?
Ramya, in real time, when we go for this type of repetition concept,
Yes. Usually, for suppose, now let us take a scenario. I actually thought of giving this for you as your thing that you need to work on. So, for suppose there is a table. Okay, I will take some W3 schools table. Okay, one second. Okay, there is some random table that I got. So in this table, I want to buffer all the customer names. I don't know how many rows are present in this table. Today I have 5 rows. Tomorrow I may have 10 rows. Okay. So I want to buffer all the customer names into buffers called customer name 1, customer name 2, customer name 3 and all. So how can I do that? Let me show you that example. Already we scanned this particular table. So that is this one. Okay. So I'm dragging this module and dropping it onto our dummy test case. Okay. So before what I do here is, one second, I will just keep it in another test case or else. Okay. Okay. First I want to know how many times I need to repeat. Am I correct?
yes, Ramya.
So how do we know how many times I need? Every time I need the customer name. So how many times should I repeat?
5 times.
How do you know that?
Because of seeing this.
Yeah,
It
what is,
depends on the content of the table, how many rows numbers we have.
yeah, the number of rows minus 1. Am I correct?
Yes, Ramya.
Yes.
So can I take the row count first? Because today it is 5. Tomorrow I don't know what it would be. So what I do is, first I will calculate the row count. So simply I am saying row count and total rows. Okay, and then the action mode is buffer. So now I got my row count into this buffer. What is the next step I need to do? Next step is to create the repetition folder. I'll create one. Okay, I'll name it as loop. Okay, so what is that I need to do? Every row I need to get that particular buffer details. So drag this module once again, drop it inside this. So how many times it should repeat?
5 times.
The row count minus 1, because we need to subtract the header. Correct?
Yes.
So what is the value I can give here? I need to perform a math operation. Curly braces, math, square braces, buffer of total rows, because this is the value of my row count, minus 1, and then close both the braces. Did you get it here?
Yes. Yes, Ramya.
Okay. And now, every time you need to go to one row. So, should I use hash or should I use dollar? Which sign do you want me to use here?
Dollar.
Why dollar? Why not hash?
I need to error,
Sorry.
right?
Here in this table, we need the details of the customers. We don't require the header. So that is the reason we will go with dollar. And every time you need one row details, like the first time the first row, second time second row, and all. So just give it as curly braces repetition. So now what will happen? Every time it will go to one row. And what is the cell you are looking for? Customer name. And what do you need to do in for this customer name? You need to buffer its value. And that value should be like customer name 1, customer name 2, in this way. So again use the concept of curly braces repetition and close the curly braces. That's all. Let's run this and see if it works. See, first it got the row count as 6. And then how many times did it repeat? 5 times. And let me expand. So see, first time customer name has been set to value. Customer 2 has been set to value. In this way, it repeated for 5 times and it created 5 different buffers. This is how it is useful in real time, especially when you are working on some things like, the same way. It will be very helpful to you.
Okay, Ram.
Is it clear now? Any questions? Any doubts?
Raman, the repetition name is the constant name from it's given by Tosca, right? Whatever you write, repetition name.
Repetition name in the sense the loop I wrote, is that one you are talking?
Yeah, the term is it is the
Term,
same or yeah.
No, you can use anything. You can use your names, anything. This is just a name.
And Ramya, under the table, you have kept as a dollar repetition, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, why is it so? Can we keep any other name or why repetition there?
Because every time you have to go to one row, right? First time it will become $1, the first row. Second time it will become $2 in this way.
I mean, the name should be the same, or the name should be a different dollar repetition or a customer name repetition.
If you see, this name is what is actually steering your row. How do you have your row numbers? $1 or what do you give in your row numbers for the tables?
No, that is okay, Ramya. What we want to understand, in spite of dollar repetition, if we give dollar test, so is it fine?
No,
Or
no.
that it is a keyword, any specific keyword that we have to use
Yeah,
when
this
we
is
want to repeat?
keyword.
Okay.
If you don't give this, then it will not get the repetition number.
Okay, Ramya, got it.
Okay.
The keyword we got confused actually.
Yeah, okay. Now I have a task for all of you today. Wait. Please open demo web shop and then log in as any user. Okay. And then you may have some products in your shopping cart. If not, please add some 5 to 6 products. Okay. And then now what I want you to do is use the same repetition concept. Okay. And every time you have to check mark on this. Okay. This checkbox. And then click on the update shopping cart. Again the second time the same check mark, update shopping cart. In this way you should repeat for the total how many rows are there, for those many rows. Once you complete all, wait, let me show you. Once you complete all the steps here, you will see this message. You will not find the table. So please validate this one, whether you are able to see this message or not. Your shopping cart is empty. Once done, please log out and close the browser. I am repeating again. Your precondition would be opening the URL of demo web shop, clicking on login and logging into the application. Your workflow should be like, by that time, please add some products to your shopping cart manually. Okay. By the in your process, it would be like clicking on the shopping cart button and then entering into the shopping cart table, and then just start clicking on one checkbox each time only one checkbox, and then click on update shopping cart. Do it until you reach your shopping cart is empty, and then just log out of the account and close the browser. Is it clear?
Yes, Ramya.
Yeah, please to complete this task. Okay. And any questions, any doubts, you can contact me now. Thank you.